Hey guys, it's Anya. Welcome back to my channel. And today for you, I have my weekly fragrance empties for my melting. And I have some partials in here that I'm very excited to talk about. I've gotten through quite a bit. I only have about 3 partials, and then the rest of these are finalmente. So if you want to know what I melted this week, then just stay tuned. I went through a lot of things. We'll just go ahead and get the garbage out of the way. I've gone through, I finished up 2 bags of the jumbo cotton balls. One of them was in my bedroom. And I just re-upped today on the super jumbo cotton balls from Studio Selection, Dollar General. You only get 90 in here, but it was a store that I was at and I'm cool with it. So I grabbed 4 of those today. And it's so nice to have the super jumbo because they're like the miniature cotton cleanups. They're just so big. You can flip them over and absorb the rest of the wax in there. Really good at getting about a cube, 2 cubes worth. So yeah, I just haven't made a trip to Walmart yet. Let's do the partials and then we'll get on into the empties. I think that's all of my partials. Okay. Tonight in my living room, I'm melting about 1/3 of my tub here of fig and rosemary biscotti from Teddy B's. This has notes of buttery shortbread cookies, sweet figs, blackberries, brown sugar, hints of cardamom, rosemary, and sweet pine. So I have this fig and rosemary jam oil, and I have it some in the tea light in front of me on my coffee table, and then I have about that much, maybe 1/3 of my tub spread out in various warmers here in the living room. What I am getting is so beautiful. The earthiness from the fig, outdoorsy vibes from that rosemary, sweet pine. Definitely get the buttery shortbread that is in the background. The predominant note to me is the fig and rosemary. And also that cardamom. Like the cardamom, she gives it a little zest, but not spicy. Like it's just, I don't know how to describe cardamom. It doesn't hit my receptors the same way as like cinnamon. And I really enjoy cardamom in a lot of things. So I'm thoroughly pleased with how this is throwing right now. Like this is very room filling, and I just finished dinner and I can still smell my wax. So that's good to go. I'm very happy with that. I'll probably enjoy this a lot. Again, like in the winter time when I want to break from tree, but rosemary kind of gives me that tree vibe, then I will use this one. Next, I melted some of my brittle bar here, a blackberry buckle from Dessa's Homespun Scents. I love this. This has got buttery cake batter and sweet blackberries. Yeah, I very much love this. Like the buttery cake batter comes, I get like a caramel kind of tone, like a yellow cake. And the blackberry is just so delicious. I would definitely get this again. And this was a great performer. I would say probably about a 7-8 in throw out of 10. Looking forward to melting the rest of that. I also have the boysenberry cookies that I'm looking forward to trying. And then lastly for my half partials, I melted some of this brittle here from the Melt Stash in Autumn Bangers. This has cranberry woods, leaves type, and roasted pine cones. I don't know how much of this I used. Probably a good bit. Hold on. Okay, so we have 4, 12, I have 14 square pieces left. So maybe half. I like this, but I'm finding that I might not be a fan of leaves. I love cranberry woods and I love me some roasted pine cones. What I can say is that this lasted all day. This was predominant to me more on the cranberry woods than it was like the leaves or the pine cone. But you still get both of those in there. I just like the fruitiness of cranberry. I've always loved a cranberry moment. So yeah, I'll probably melt a little bit more of this, like say late October, early November. Loved that. That was a great performer. And when I say all day, I put it in before I went up. Okay. So usually I put my morning wax in around 6:37. I leave around 8:30, so that's not a very long time to enjoy wax. But when I came home, it was still throwing like a champ. And my work days are 7 to 10 hours, just depending on the day. So I would highly recommend, if you like those 3 oils, get Autumn Bangers from the Melt Stash. And that was gifted to me from Lori, so thank you so much, Lori, for gifting that so I could try it. Okay, on to the empties. I have a lot more Scentsy in here than I thought I did. Yeah, we're gonna do Scentsy first. I have 7 bars and 2 testers of Scentsy. Also, wild hair, don't care. Okay, yeah, 7. Okay, first one here is Bonfire Beach. I'm actually finishing this up in my bedroom. This is toasted marshmallow, salty sea air, flint. So this is sandalwood in it. It gives me shaving cream, sandalwood, smoky marshmallow embers, deliciousness, kind of manly. I mean, I guess it could be kind of manly, but ever since I've had Richard's mustache from Second and Spruce, and that has shaving cream in it, that is all that I can smell now, with some roasty toastiness from the marshmallow. So Bonfire Beach is a great performer in any space that I've melted in. But like I said, I finished, actually been melting 2 times in my bedroom, so today I have 4 cubes going and it is fantastic. Excuse me. In my kitchen, I melted, excuse me, I had a coughing fit. Don't choke on your spit, ladies and gentlemen. I melted 1/2 in my kitchen and then 1/2 in my bedroom of almond croissant, flaky pastries, slivered almonds, like cinnamon sugar, but it's so in the background you can't even smell the cinnamon sugar to me. This is just almond and croissant. This is a gorgeous scent. I enjoy this. I have to be in a specific mood. I can't just melt almond croissant all the time. But I find that I'm that way with almond and pistachio anyway, so definitely gonna have to edit out some coughing. Okay. In my bedroom, I melted my bar here of marshmallow mint that we just had in the July Bring Back My Bar. I like this. It kind of gives me meant to be merry vibes. I didn't get any of the amber note that's in here. It is a very dominant in the marshmallow with like a creamy mint, not just a like candy cane peppermint. It was it's the mint is in the background. I enjoyed it. I mean, I put it like a medium in the bedroom. I'm keeping it in my club until I figure out what the heck I want to do with it, but I did enjoy marshmallow. Another one that I absolutely love, and for good reason, melted apple cherry strudel here in the living room. And this is like perfection for like late year round for me, but for like late summer, early fall. It's got such a beautiful apple cherry bakery with like a creamy vanilla. It's so good. Short-lived, but it's so good. Ooh, this morning, I could have kept this in all day, but I wanted to try something different for tonight. I melted another beloved of mine, winterberry apple tea. This is cranberry, apple, spiced. I want to say there's like a spiced tea, and then like a little bit of honey. This is year round for me. Like, I love this kind of scent. It kind of gives me cozy, nostalgic vibes. When I say some nostalgia, like my mom used to make simmering pots when we were kids in our houses when we were younger, and potpourri. Like, she also found like the Glade apple cinnamon. Like, it just kind of reminds me of my childhood, but different. This is better. And it is a beast. It is such a great performer. Like, I use this whole clam in the living room. I could have scented this base with only 4 cubes, but YOLO, and I have 3 more in my collection, I think. I finally wrapped up that bar of Autumn Sunset in the bathroom. This is like a very clove and cinnamon dominant scent. This has been in the catalog for eons, and they finally took it out. I say eons, like over a decade. And I'm going to say there's pumpkin and apple in here. There's that, but it's definitely more spice forward. I have scent memory with this one. When I first started purchasing Scentsy, this is one of the scents that I got for fall time, and 1 cube scented my whole entire living room, kitchen for like a day and a half. But it was the only warmer I had was in the kitchen. And then I finally purchased a second one, and I would put 1 cube in the living room, and it would just go for days. Like, each time I melted this in the bathroom currently, I have 3 days. Like, seriously, 3 days, and my warmers are on 24/7. It is a great fragrance. You have to enjoy spice, though. They did retire it, so it's no longer available, but I do have 1 more to enjoy. And then another retired scent is in my club, Frosted Vanilla. And this is like a creamy vanilla, white birch, whatever Cool Night Skies is, or Winter Breeze, I don't know. Excuse me. I just ate dinner. Super late. This is a very creamy, woodsy scent with the birch. Definitely vanilla dominant to me. This just gives me cozy vibes. I like woodsy scents, but I find I enjoy them more when there is a vanilla involved, something creamy. It's not gourmand, but it is still woodsy, and it's stunning. Like, it is such a great performer. And I did have Dashing in my club at one point, but I loved Frosted Vanilla way more. So 7 bars this week. It's like a bar a day. Okay. 2 testers that I finished up. One is Farm Stand Pumpkin. I don't remember where I melted that. In the bathroom, I melted this Disney Princess True Love Awaits. It's not too bad. It's like a fruity rose petal type scent. Not my fave. Oh, wait, here's another tester. Melted Apple Cherry Strudel. Can you tell? That's a really old tester. Something about the red wax, and it's cleared out, but it like stained the pot, and then also the amount of oils are starting to leach into the plastic. I don't know if I can give that one to Anna, but I did finish that tester. Okay. I'm gonna do, I guess we'll do clammies. I have 1 retail here. I also melted through my one of my clams here, Vanilla Sands from Goose Creek. The notes they have listed here are salted vanilla, lotus flower, and creamy sandalwood. So this gives me vanilla waves, but there's definitely a variation on it from Scentsy. The Scentsy bar doesn't have variation, but this one does. I kind of get like a nuttiness. I don't know if that's coming from their lotus flower, but it's a great performing scent. I could set my bedroom with 2 triangle pie pieces of this clamshell, or my living room. I was able to set my living room with 5 pie pieces because I had used 1 in my bedroom. Highly recommend. Very glad I picked up a few of those based on Charity Rose's review on that one. Okay. Okay, I did finish up 4 samples. 2 from the L3 Waxy Wonders, and I think this came in my last order that I put in with them this year. So I melted actually the same night. Fraser Fir, love this oil. Then this one is roasted pine cones, dope crust streams, and pie crust. So did these in my 2 tea lights. This roasted pine cones with dope crust streams and the pie crust definitely got the bakery notes in this. It was beautiful, creamy vanilla based roasted pine cone scent, and then Fraser Fir. It was like just Christmas vibes in here. Tree, I always correlate tree as a winter scent, but I'm starting to learn that I can melt tree year round. Evergreen pine cone, I can melt them year round, so that's why I melted them in September, because I was like, you know what, let's do it. And then in my bedroom, I melted this sample here from the Candle Nurse in Bonfire at the Beach. This is so pretty. You have Sugar Cookie Royale, Salty Sea Air, Bonfire Bliss type, and Fire Roasted Marshmallows. A whole lot of decadence, and this was a great performer. This one I could smell no problem, and I put all 3 shapes in my Simply Diamond warmer next to my bed on my nightstand, and I could smell this perfectly. And this one actually lasted about 24 hours in that space, and I was ready for something else. And that's just scent preference. That's not anything to do with the blend itself. Trying to hold it together, but like once you have a coughing fit, I feel like it's always constantly like in your throat. And then also for me, it triggers my allergies, so now my nose is stuffy. So I sound amazing. Okay. I have 2 here from Dessa's, and they're both my lavender blends that I picked up in the March pre-order. I don't know, maybe May, maybe April. I went through both of my brittles here. My first one here is lavender coconut cronuts. That's stunning. This is a creamy coconut lavender blend. With bakery. So you have we have paired our coconut crunch cronuts, which are deep fried doughy cronut layers of flaky croissant dough fried like a donut, topped with toasted coconut, rich buttercream, with sprigs of fresh lavender. I have finished this bar off out in the living room. This was stunning, perfect lavender bakery scent. I am going to be getting some more of that, and this one as well. Also finished up oatmeal lavender shortbread. I had only used 2 pieces in my brittle in my bedroom. I went gung-ho and put this whole dang thing in all of the warming apparatuses here in the living room. I loaded up the crock, loaded up the tea lights. This was heaven. This was so good. This is oatmeal cookies, fresh lavender, and sugar buttered shortbread. Something about the oatmeal cookies. You get that warm spiced oatmeal cookie, then the buttery rich shortbread, and of course the lavender. This was such a surprise to me, and I absolutely loved this. I would definitely get this in a much bigger size. Both of these would be, I'm sorry, I had to put this on the floor. Both of these would be repurchases, but no size smaller than a brittle. Like I would get these definitely in loaves, tubs, something of that nature. The brittle was just not enough for either of these. So I'm going to save that and put that in my binder to enjoy or to refer back to later on. I have 2 here from Sassy Girl Aroma. 2 brittles are finished. First one I finished here was Green Machine. This was either gifted to me from summer or put in the round robin. I think it was the round robin that Stephanie hosted. But either way, this was such a freaking beast, and I don't even know what year this is from. I enjoyed this in the kitchen. This is pistachio, sugar cookie, zucchini, and marshmallow. I mean, say less, but it was a great performer. Loved that one, and I would get it again. Another one that I would get, and this is so good. This is On the Pier. I finished up my last 2 rows here in the living room. This is caramel drizzled popcorn with sweet candy apples blended with sweet cream and a touch of sea salt. If you like sawdust days, give On the Pier a try. This has like a beautiful salty sea air vibe to it, and it, for me, it helped to cut the heaviness of the caramel notes that are in here that can kind of make caramel apple scents very heavy. And as someone who is finding her way through caramel and apple or caramel popcorn scents more since 2023 is when I purchased this, that was a great way to introduce myself to the more like sort of carnival concessions type scents. But this one, you definitely get a lot of the popcorn. You definitely get the salty sea air, and the candy apple. So this is one of my favorites. I love that. And I actually bought 2 of those brittles at the time of this pre-order, and I just finished that last one. I only have 2 here from Teddy Bees. I've melted Strawberry Love Letter, my sample here from my RTS in May. This is the Flora Strawberry Letter type. This is so pretty. I love how this scent has layers to it. Like, you definitely get the strawberry, but it just becomes like, there's this girl who works with me at Domino's, and this is like her signature scent, and every time she comes in, I'm like, what are you wearing? And it never, like, I've never smelled it in store, but I would totally get the Strawberry Letter type from Fleur. And I'm very much looking forward to trying out my Forget Me Not in that. What I was going to say is that sample I cut in half and put in my 2 warmers in my bedroom. And that one lasted for 2 days. And it kind of gave me, when I say layers, it kind of reminded me of how like the Red Wedding, or shoot, any of the scents I've had so far from Tiffany that I've tried, like day 1 is 1 layer of the scent, and then day 2 you get the base notes and more of those things become dominant. Oh, it was just so good. Another surprise to me is this souffle that I finally melted. This is from the Game of Thrones pre-order that Tiffany did last year. And this is in Jon Snow. I have been so like worried to melt this. It's because of the flannel sheets and the mint. So this is Palo Santo flannel sheets, creamy vanilla, and mint. I don't know what it was about this scent though, but I was craving something laundry-esque, but still tying in with fall winter melting. And I'm discovering I enjoy the flannel sheets oil. Like I like the way that smells. What I enjoyed about this is this was strong out the gate. Like, it was so strong, and it was still throwing great like 12 to 15 hours later. The mint in here, it's in there, but it's not, how do I word this? Something about the mint note in the flannel sheets, it just pairs well together. The Palo in here wasn't too dominant for me. Like, flannel sheets definitely took over this blend for me. It surprised the heck out of me, was what I'm really getting to. I was scared to try it because I've just heard so many mixed reviews on it, but I'm so glad that I did. And go me for stepping out of my comfort zone. So I would get it again, but I would still only get it in a souffle, just because the way that I melt laundry type scents, it's very rare when I do, but when I do, I melt the whole thing. I might keep that just for reference. Another one that I finished up this week is I melted my whole mini loaf here of Fall in Love with Honey Pear Cider Donuts from Second and Spruce. And I caught this in a D-stash. This is from the All Folled Up sampler. This is PPW, which is pumpkin pecan waffles, birthday cake, glazed donuts, cinnamon sugar, and honey pear cider donuts. I love this. I think I enjoyed the Fall in Love with Apple Pie a little bit more. I really like honey pear cider anyway. I also love cider donuts, period. This was great. The only problem I had with it is this was done in 6 hours. Like, it just didn't linger as long as the Fall in Love with Apple Pie scent. But I enjoyed it. I would get it again. So if she offers this in the pre-order this weekend, give it a try. It's pretty good. From Ebony and Ivory, I melted oatmeal apple pie. I did this whole souffle here in the living room. This is oatmeal cookies and hot apple pie. Just like it says, warm spiced cookies and spiced apple. It was delicious. Warm and cozy yumminess. So here for it. Another one that I enjoyed is I actually finished off my tub here, but this is, I had to rehouse it because my lid came broken, so I took off the label and put it on a bag. But this is from Salt and Melt and Pumpkin Circus Cookies. So this is Sweet Pumpkin Circus Animal Cookies, which is cookie dough, butter, vanilla icing, and sprinkles. I had the luxury. I had purchased a Circus Animal Cookies loaf at one point from Summer Michelle. And it was a great vanilla bakery scent. Like, it was like the perfect sugar cookie scent that I had to try it at the time. You get that as the base, and then you get the sweet, beautiful, like, creamy pumpkin, but it's not overly spiced. It's definitely heavier on her Circus Animal Cookies with the pumpkin in the background. I thoroughly enjoyed that. I think I had about a half a tub, and then maybe like a little chunk of overage. So this would definitely be a repurchase, but unfortunately, you know, we can't get Amanda's magic anymore. But I thoroughly enjoyed this, and oh, look at that label. Like, you can't beat some pumpkins. And she was on my mind when I melted it. Next is Knoll's Farm Scents. I melted and finished the sampler from the Beach Evening sampler that Lori gave me, excuse me, in Tides and Treats, which is his Beach Evenings and Strawberry Pound Cake in my bedroom. This went on in there for 3 days. And that was just not because of exhaustion. That's how long it lasted. And it was a great performer in there. I could smell it coming down the hallway from my couch. Oh, so good. If you've never tried Beach Evenings or Beach Nights with Strawberry Pound Cake, give it a try. Tides and Treats, though, Knoll's Farm has a great Beach Nights type scent, but his is custom made, and he has a fabulous Strawberry Pound Cake. And the last thing I finished up, this is my first bag that did I finish my Need Baked Love? Well, so, anyway, from I Heart Wax, I melted Stormy with a Chance of Berries. I was thoroughly surprised by this. This says November Rain, Plum, Mandarin Leaves, Bippity Boppity Boo, Jasmine, Tonka, Wood, Berries, Aquatic Notes, and Rhubarb. I would say this is like a kind of musky, fruity. Oh, so good. A fruity, musky scent, but there's definitely some outdoorsy leaf type vibes. Get a little bit of like aquatic notes. I loved this. This was such a banger too. This was amazing, and I melted it here in the living room. I would get this again. Just something different from my normal wheelhouse, and I thoroughly enjoyed this. Audra put her foot in it. Like, this was amazing. I like that, so I'm definitely keeping that one for future purchases from Audra. And that is everything that I've gotten through this week. Melting like a baller. Like, I gotta get through this stuff because I have 3 baskets, you guys, just so I can make room for future purchases. Not this year, although I did intentionally not going on the pre-order for Teddy Bees. And it's going to kill me to miss the Second and Spruce Fall into Winter pre-order. But you guys, I have so much of Second and Spruce's fall and winter scents from last year that I haven't even touched yet. Tubs, loaves, clamshells. I'm set. So I'm going to be okay for missing both of those for the time being. But my goal is to work on enjoying all the things that I have put my hard-earned money into. And having the variety, this has been so much fun because I can literally melt something new every day. And it is amazing. And make a dent. So my phone freaked out and decided to not show what I was, or continue on with the recording. So anyway, I was saying that I didn't go in on the Teddy Bees pre-order, but I think I might try my hand at the RTS in 8 weeks, 12 weeks, however long it takes, which should give me enough time to put funds aside to do that, because some of those blends sounded so good, like all the coziest marshmallow woods, and some of the blends sounded phenomenal. But also, that being said, I went ham last winter pre-order with her last year, and a lot of scents I haven't even finished yet. Like, I have Surfside Holiday Shop, I have Winter Farmhouse, which is so pretty, Pacific Northwest, a lot of smoky scents. Like, I have a lot of Teddy Bees, so I might be modest with the things I do purchase in the RTS, but I'm very much looking forward to that day when I can make that decision. If worst comes to worst, I've got the vanilla something mahogany woods and Escobar that I can mix together to get the vibes of the other one of the blends that she made. So I'm cool with that. Just trying to be more mindful of what I'm bringing in. I'm only 100 over where I started this year, and I've been melting like a freaking beast. Like, so far, this is like the 17th of September. I've already gone through 37.4, 31.4. I have to look at my spreadsheet. But 31 items. I finished 31 items. And I haven't put in everything just yet from this empty. So very much looking forward to doing that. I love seeing my progress. Also love melting all the things. So I hope you guys are enjoying what you're melting. I hope that you forgive me my wild hair and the glare from the glasses and no makeup. It's been a day. So I will talk to you guys in the next one. Take care of yourselves. Stay blessed. Give your loved ones a hug. And tell them that you love them, because you never know. You never know what the day will bring. So I will talk to you guys in my next one. Take care of yourselves. Bye.